In the vast expanse of space, where stars shimmered like diamonds scattered across an endless void, a fleet of alien warriors descended upon a planet known only as Xerath 7. The beings aboard the massive ships were not ordinary invaders. They hailed from the distant Zerathian Empire, a civilization renowned for its brutal conquests and advanced technology. Their mission was clear: to claim the resources of this primitive world and subjugate its inhabitants. Xerath 7 had earned a fearsome reputation among galactic cartographers. It was labeled a death world, infamous for its harsh environment, ferocious wildlife, and the resilience of its native species. But what made it most terrifying was the human settlers who called it home. These colonists had adapted to survive in conditions that would kill most other life forms. To the Zerathians, however, this simply meant they would face resistance worth crushing. The leader of the invasion force, Commander Verk, stood on the bridge of his flagship, staring down at the swirling green and brown surface of Xerath 7 through the viewport. His crimson eyes gleamed with anticipation. He had led countless campaigns against weaker foes, but something about this mission intrigued him. Perhaps it was the challenge of conquering such a hostile world, or the chance to demonstrate his superiority over these so-called resilient humans. As their landing craft pierced the atmosphere, flames licked the hulls of the dropships. Below them stretched dense jungles teeming with danger, towering mountains capped with ice, and vast deserts littered with jagged rocks. This was no ordinary battlefield. Every square meter seemed poised to swallow intruders whole. Upon touching down, the Zerathian warriors disembarked, clad in sleek black armor adorned with glowing blue runes. Their weapons hummed softly, charged and ready to unleash destruction. They moved with precision, scanning every shadow and rustling leaf. Yet, despite their confidence, unease crept into their ranks. Something felt off. It wasn't long before they encountered their first sign of humanity, a settlement carved out of the wilderness. Crude by interstellar standards, the structures were built from scavenged materials and reinforced with thick metal plates. Smoke curled lazily from chimneys, carrying the scent of burning wood mixed with something sharper, more acrid. Commander Verk signaled his troops to advance cautiously. As they'd approach, he noticed something peculiar. The ground around the settlement was scorched black, crisscrossed with strange patterns etched deep into the earth. Puzzled, he ordered one of his lieutenants to investigate further. Lieutenant Kale stepped forward, tricorder in hand, scanning the area. His expression shifted from curiosity to alarm within moments. "Commander," he said, his voice tight, "these markings, they're deliberate. Controlled burns. And the heat signatures suggest temperatures far beyond anything our equipment can produce." Verk frowned. Controlled burns? Such techniques required mastery over fire, a concept foreign to many advanced civilizations that relied on energy-based weaponry. Fire was unpredictable, chaotic, yet here, it appeared to be wielded with surgical precision. Before they could delve deeper, movement caught their attention. Figures emerged from the shadows of the settlement, humans, dressed in rugged clothing patched together from various fabrics that carried tools rather than weapons. At least, that's what the Zerathians assumed at first glance. Upon closer inspection, some of the implements looked suspiciously like flamethrowers modified beyond recognition. A tall man with grizzled hair and a scar running down his cheek stepped forward. His name was Marcus, though the aliens wouldn't know that yet. He raised a hand, palm outwards, signaling peace, or so it seemed. Behind him, others fanned out, positioning themselves strategically without drawing obvious attention. "What do you want?" Marcus asked, his voice calm but firm. A translation device clipped to his belt rendered his words intelligible to the invaders. Commander Verk sneered, "Your compliance, your surrender. We are here to take what is ours." Marcus chuckled darkly. "You think because you have fancy armor and shiny guns, you own us? You don't even understand what you're dealing with." Verk bristled at the audacity but gestured for his men to hold their fire. Curiosity got the better of him. "Explain yourself, human." Without warning, Marcus snapped his fingers. Instantly, the air ignited. Not random bursts of flame, but controlled streams of fire erupting from hidden vents embedded in the ground. The blaze danced in intricate patterns, forming walls of heat that forced the Zorathians back. Panic rippled through their ranks as their sensors overloaded, unable to process the sheer intensity of the inferno surrounding them. Kale shouted orders, trying to regain control, but his voice was drowned out by the roar of flames. Even their advanced suits struggled to shield them from the oppressive heat. For all their technological prowess, the Zorathians found themselves paralyzed, not by fear, but by awe. Marcus watched impassively as the invaders stumbled backward, their arrogance crumbling under the weight of raw elemental power. "This is basic flame control," he said coolly. "We've been perfecting it for generations. Out here, fire isn't just a tool, it's survival." For hours, the standoff continued. The humans didn't attack outright. Instead, they demonstrated their mastery over fire, creating dazzling displays that left the Zorathians awestruck and disoriented. Columns of flame shaped into spirals, bursts of heat that singed the edges of their armor without causing permanent damage. It was as if the humans were mocking them, proving that brute force wasn't always the answer. Finally, Vert conceded defeat. Raising a hand, he signaled retreat. His pride stung, but he recognized the futility of pressing forward. "We underestimated you," he admitted grudgingly, "but this is not over." Marcus nodded. "I'd expect nothing less. Next time, come prepared." As the Zorathian forces withdrew, hoarding their ships and disappearing into the stars, the settlers of Zereth 7 returned to their daily lives. For them, this was merely another skirmish in a long line of battles fought to protect their home. Fire had always been their ally, their weapon, their salvation. As long as they remained united, no invader, no matter how advanced, would ever conquer their world. Word of the incident spread quickly throughout the galaxy. Tales of the Death World humans who wielded fire like gods reached even the highest echelons of the Zorathian Empire. Some dismissed it as exaggeration, while others viewed it as a cautionary tale. One thing was certain: Zereth 7 had earned a new level of respect and fear. Back on the planet, Marcus stood atop a hill overlooking the settlement. Flames flickered harmlessly at his feet, a testament to the bond between humanity and the element that defined their existence. He smiled faintly, knowing full well that survival depended not on dominance, but on adaptation. And on Zereth 7, adaptation meant embracing the power of fire.